Hello and a warm welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise TV. Conversations don't get any spicier than we serve them here. I'm Chinyere Igweodu.
And I am Henry Igwebike.
Right then, we head straight into our newspaper segment, but not without first inviting you to be a part of our community and have a say in what we say. We are at Enterprise TV 7 across all social media platforms. You may subscribe, comment, like, and share. You may also log on to our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. And our guest for this segment is Barrister Evans Ofeli, the Critical Dawn. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, thank you.
Welcome.
Good to have
Thank
you.
you. Morning.
All right, without further ado, let's head straight to our papers this morning. We're beginning with the Daily Trust. And the big story here reads, Governors Atiku, Wike test strength as PDP NEC meeting holds today.
Yes, and the writer to the big story says IU withdraws suit against a party, and also NWC passes vote of confidence on Damagon.
And the bottom strip, we have uncertainty over Ondo APC primary as court affirms Ganduje's suspension.
Yes, and we have a good one. The BDCs are now buying dollar at 980 naira, and that's coming from APCON president.
Okay, and also we have bandits abduct dozens of villagers in Kaduna community.
And lastly, I think we have from the top strip of the same newspaper, LG chairman, councillors decry removal plot as Kaduna Assembly triumphs tenor.
All right, Henry, let's stay on the big story on the Daily Trust. Governors Atiku, Wike test strength as PDP NEC meeting holds today. And to expatiate more on this is a consummate legal luminary. He's not other than Evans Ofeli.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
All right, the harakiri, allow me to say, within the PDP has been, gotten worse and worse each passing day. And then let's look at what the outcome of the NEC meeting is. As of this morning, we have seen that IU's tenure has been extended. It looks like Wike has captured the soul of the PDP. Help us understand what the legal implications of all of this is.
Wike plays the PDP politics very well, even when his conduct is anti-party. I mean, his body language, his structure, everything about him is really working against the party. Since Atiku, picked the former Delta State Governor Koa as the running mate in the last election, Wike have not been himself. He has refused to let go. He has allowed his personal ambition to becloud the bigger view of him as a party man who, from 1999, had been a local government chairman. And from there, he had this projection. He has had this political fortune. Not many persons are fortunate to be a local government chairman, be able to get through that, to be the chief of staff of Governor Rotimi Amechi. From there, became the Minister for Education for state. From there to the governor of Rivers State, 2-term. And then from there to Minister of the FC. He's a 2-time minister. So when they sit in the FEC meeting, there's a way they grade themselves. There are those who are 2-time ministers, 3-time minister. We like ranking and quote. So he's a man that have been politically fortunate. He should thank his God that he was able to come straight from the university, had never practiced law one day, and had amassed this kind of wealth. One would have expected that he will use his experience to grow the PDP to the proper size of opposition against the APC in the coming election. But what you find is that our politicians don't have ideology. Even the political parties have no ideology. But if you go to their manifesto, have you read the PDP manifesto before?
No.
Or that of the APC? Just take time out and read the APC manifesto or the PDP manifesto. I think this is the right strategy for PDP to put their house in order. There's no way they're going to defeat APC at the next election if they are still wrangling and fighting. Wike is with someone, Atiku is with another person, and the chairman of the party is neither here nor there. They cannot. So they will need to win more supporters, okay? Win more people, get synergy, merge with other political parties. That is the truth. That's what APC did. There's no way you can. As at the time that PDP, won that election at the center, the political consciousness of the Nigerian state was people did not even believe that democracy was going to last more than 1 year in 1999. I knew many politicians who wanted to run. They said, we just finished wasting money. After 6 months, the military will take over again. So we cannot recoup our whatever and all that. So now we have seen that democracy have a life here. Right. Okay, albeit not perfectly in order, but it's good that the PDP, they are doing what they are doing now. If they don't do what they are doing now, they cannot give APC a match.
All
right.
So just one more question as a follow-up. Looking at the melodrama going on in the PDP, who do you think will emerge as the National Party chairman from North Central?
Well, I can't really say who will emerge because I don't know the strength of, I don't know the party's direction. You understand? I don't really know who, I can't project who will emerge in that manner. I don't know the projection, but I know who is supporting who. Right. And I know what the process is about. But as to who will emerge, we'll look at it and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to the next story. Of course, I had wanted to do a follow-up on that, but yeah, you might add it in the course of possibly the next story. My question was, you talked about democracy having life in Nigeria, and the question is, do you think we are rewriting how politics is being played in Nigeria, where a politician belonging to a separate party is active in another party?
Well, in a way, when it comes to appointments, in a way it's not bad. Okay. It's actually progress. But it's compensatory. You understand what I mean? That's my worry. It's compensatory. It has nothing to do with the capacity of just help me win South. If you are from South, okay. Get the whole state, the 6 states in South for me.
So it doesn't matter which party you belong to.
Well, you're able to get it, you become this minister. That's what Wike does. I mean, he won River State for APC. You know what that is? That isn't possible in the natural workings of things. There are people who will be governor and they will not be able to deliver that. So it's compensatory. Okay. As against that of the US. Obama and Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Obama won. He brought in Hillary Clinton and opposition into his cabinet. So that one is not compensatory. That is competence.
All right. Okay, so
is good enough to do the job.
All right, fine. So let's go into another story here. Uncertainty over Ondo APC primary as court affirms Ganduje's suspension. And the writer here says, as two court issues conflicting orders on his arrest. What is happening to our judiciary?
Well, the politicians, anything they put their hands in, they destroy it. You understand? Now you have two conflicting this is a man that was publicly seen with evidence committing an offense. Okay? So, ordinarily, if we're in a sane place, once he loses his immunity, he should have been arrested a long time ago. But was compensated for all the acts of criminality that he committed during his time in office. And they are all like that. Erufai is going through the same thing. Yaya Bello is going through the same thing. Okay? So you look at the wealth that these governors have amassed, the present and the past. The moment you see the quantum of wealth, you know why Nigerians are stranded. Those wealths accumulated by these few individuals is actually meant for the whole country, whole society. But because we are so weak, even as the masses or the citizens, to demand accountability, one of them will get it. The EFCC cannot go as far as how many people are in EFCC and how many of them are willing to do the job the right way. So if one person here and there compromises, the masses are not ready to demand for accountability. What will happen? The politicians will continue to do that. And even when certain persons come together and say, we'll demand for accountability, the politicians will mobilize the same public to counter those who are asking for accountability.
Very true. All right, so quickly let's move on to the Guardian newspaper
Right.
today. And the big story here says poor funding model. Paucity stalled $3.2 billion Eastern Rail project 3 years after.
And also on The Guardian, we have all eyes on PDP governors as IU's lawsuit withdrawal alters balance for Damagun.
And also we have on the bottom strip of the same newspaper why Nigeria's foreign reserves dipped by Cardoso.
Also on the bottom strip, FG kicks as Kano lists conditions for resumption of trial.
All right, and also we have on the bottom strip still of the Guardian newspaper, federal government kicks as Kano lists conditions for resumption of a trial. Barrister, let's talk about the issue of poor funding model and its issue and how it's affecting the Eastern Rail project 3 years after. Of course, there's this great desire for every region to be accepted as a nation state. But it seemed to us like the eastern part, is getting not as better advantage like other regions. And of course, it goes with the rail project that we just read now. The question is, why do you think those from the region, why do you think they wouldn't have some sort of a dismay over what's happening?
Of course, they will now because, the person who really projected that railway thing was Rotimi Amechi. And I was very vigorous about it. But unfortunately, he didn't give the East that part priority. As a minister, he was answerable to Buhari, who was a disaster. As the Easterners were crying out that this road, this rail, is trapped because of paucity of funds. Rotimi Amechi, at that time, built a railway from Katsina to Maradi to the a rail and a road, not just rail. There's the road too. You understand? Now, if you look at it, only 30 kilometers is within Nigerian space. The whole other side, yes. And to make matters worse, the borrowed fund was part of the Chinese loan. Can you imagine taking a loan to build a road or construct a road
outside of your country?
Outside of your country. So that is it. So the part within the country that should get the chunk of funds required by the president directive was directed to a different place. You understand? And when you had that kind of president for 8 years, this is the kind of thing you get. Because if they had conserved that fund well, would have had the railway across the siege geopolitical zone. And that is what will bring cohesion. That is what will reduce this ethnic tension. But you are not doing that. In fact, they are already clamoring for the fact that they are being marginalized, and every geopolitical zone have 6 states except the southeast. That one is already there, already on ground. Your appointment was lopsided throughout. Buhari's appointment, I'm talking about that now. Because it was his administration that this project is tied to. Now, you came and you are unable to distribute project evenly. You understand? So even when you have some of the rails, across, you are neglected one side again. So, and funds are being used outside the country. Not just that, they also bought vehicles. For the, it was on RIC when they asked him why that for the Nigerians, and he said his brothers are there.
Okay. All right, let's head straight to the next paper, which is the Punch newspaper. The big story reads, El-Rufai, marketers fuel subsidy claims wrong. And this is credited to the NMPC and the federal government.
Yes, the writer to the same story says, bring evidence of subsidy payment. And that's Lobobiri tells El-Rufai, and the marketers, and the sub-writer to the same story says, NNPC insists it is recovering full cost. Marketers peg petrol at 900 naira per litre.
Okay, on the top strip we have Cardoso links depleting reserves to debt repayment. CBN stops banks from lending 50% of deposit, and that's the rider to that story.
And also on the bottom strip of the same newspaper, we have heavy punishment awaits persons threatening Nigeria's unity. It's coming from President Ahmed Tinubu. I guess it's coming from the fall of the
Right,
treason.
right,
From
right, absolutely.
Abiola's-
Also on the bottom
Yes.
strip, we have APC drags Kano judge before NJC over Ganduje's suspension.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, all
I
right. So
think that's the best we
let's
have.
let's just rest on the big story on the Punch newspaper this morning. RFI marketers feel subsidy claims wrong, and this is according to the federal government. And then Lokobiri, the minister, telling RFI the marketers to bring forth their evidence. We saw that the former governor of one of the northern states, Yugoda, also, if I have his name correct, also a judge attested to the fact that federal government is still paying. For subsidies, even though the president had made the big statement when he assumed office about subsidy removal, and then we saw the rippling effect on the cost of production, everything just skyrocketed. Do you think that this federal government is sincere, seeing that there's been a lot of talking tough from RFI, from even governors about a federal government still paying for subsidies?
They are not sincere. The government is not sincere. And there's a way they think, and it amazes me. You cannot repress that kind of information. It's not possible. That's why I see they are not intellectually sound. That you say subsidy is gone and you are still paying it underground. That information, you cannot repress it. The kind of information a governor will get and a deputy governor, they still get briefing, security briefing, deputy governors. I said deputy governor, ex-governors. Yes.
From whom?
The kind of they have people, they have their private investigators.
Really?
Every politicians have that. People give them information. Politics thrive on information now. You understand? So we are gradually going into that energy crisis we are talking about, where you remove the subsidy, you still have to pay it again. And by the time you are fully established in that, the price of goods as they are now will triple. Because it is, whatever you eat, drink, wear, even the roof, even your sleep is powered by energy. In energy resources, there's what they call energy resources law. We talk about resources. Everything you do, even getting here today, from your location to this place, is tied to energy. Power supply is tied to energy. Your ability to walk from your house to the market square is energy. You have enough glucose in you. You have enough sugar for strength. So everything about life is energy. So when you are in energy crisis, it doesn't matter how much you earn. Everything will be frittered away. That is why very civilized countries, what they do is to ensure that they have the right policy to ensure that energy is conserved and not wasted, not depleted. You understand? Whether it's gas burning, that's energy. Whether it's crude, the production, byproduct, everything is talking about is energy. You understand? In fact, the world runs on energy. Okay? So you need to have the right policy on energy at all times. Okay, not the one policy you make, you take decision on your feet for millions of people. It's because they don't understand the impact of energy in the lives of the people. If you understand it, you cannot just take a microphone and say subsidy. You can't do that. It's not done like that. You have to think it through, the consequences thereafter and all that, and see how you can have the right policy. In some of the countries I've been to, they sell the PMS higher than we're buying it here. Higher. But they are not into energy crisis because they have a thought through, a 360 thought process through the kind of policy they have.
All right. We've been speaking with Barrister Evans Ufeli, a legal luminary and a consummate social commentator. Henry.
Yes, so when we return, Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo facilitates escape of his predecessor, Yahaya Bello, from attempted arrest by the EFCC. That in a bit when we come back. Please don't go anywhere.